You know, the show originally took place in 1982. It was set as a flashback, sort of Wonder Years-ish. There's a lot of great reasons why we made it contemporary. One of the drawbacks to doing that is I think really the struggle to be blind with a guide dog was even more difficult then. I know there's stuff that still happens now, but it was allowed almost then. Like my dad, when he was applying to law school, they said, "Oh, we can't have you here because you're blind." You could never say that. You may make that decision today, but you would never say it. So I do still, it's absolutely important to me that that's part of the series because that's part of having a guide dog. It's absolutely important that be. I'm not trying to own every blind person's experience here. I'm trying to capture the experiences I had seeing my dad. Not every blind person is comfortable being as confrontational as my dad is. And my dad has, the biggest issue he has is cabs not taking him. And he will get into a cab that is almost moving to stop it. He's taken keys from the ignition, and he's been very aggressive, not ways that I would recommend other people doing it. But I saw this. And, it's interesting. My dad is this John Wayne character, not just about blind stuff, but about everything in life, and also including blind stuff. And that scene from the pilot is a real scene that we encountered. And he's gone to court. He's had confrontations. You'll see it. It'll be in series a bunch where we capture that. The law that I cited is actually real. It was very important to me to go back and find the correct laws. I found it was interesting also the evolution of those laws. I think initially they were only to protect people who were physically challenged, and then it also included actual guide dogs. There's a line in the show where I think it's Jason looking back, the adult me looking back saying, when people say seeing eye dog, they're wrong. The dog doesn't see for you, it guides you safely in the direction you're supposed to be heading. And that line, I remember writing that thinking like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's hold on to that, because I think, the show was originally called Then Came Elvis, which is the fictional name of the dog. I think when that dog came into our life, whether I'm talking about the characters on this show or the real characters that Brandy affected, all of us went through this adolescence. I was going through a real one. My dad was coming out as being blind for the first time in his life. Here's a guy who had never lied to anybody, but certainly hadn't led with, "I'm blind." And now with a dog at his side, people are knowing he's blind before they ever get a chance to know his name. And I think that was an experience for all of us. And it was almost like a trust exercise. And, you ideally as a trainer would want the blind person to have that trust exercise before you leave Smithtown. Like to have you go, okay, there was a curb, there was a truck, there was some moment where you go, wow. Yeah, I think it's funny because when we look back at Brandy, yeah, she worked. Why I am so excited about this show is I've worked on sitcoms where we've made people laugh, and I certainly want people to laugh. But this show's about something, and just the idea that when the dog passes or having to go into a restaurant and deal with that, it's pretty amazing. Every time I come to see my family, because my parents are divorced, we do something, a dinner, the whole family one night, and then I have breakfast the next morning with my dad and my stepmom. And we always go to the same restaurant. And just this last time, after I showed him the pilot the next morning, I went to breakfast with him, and he needed to go to the bathroom, and as I always do, I get up and I show him where the bathroom is. And when I was walking with him, as is the case whenever I go, everyone's looking at us. And the looks are pleasant. They're, oh, what a beautiful dog, or how nice of that son to help his dad, whatever those things are, but they're looks. Mm-hmm. And it's the part of all of this that I've never really been comfortable with, or really been okay with, which is you wouldn't be looking. And you think it's okay to look because the blind guy can't see you, but the son can see you. And as I was walking with my dad, I thought, if this show sticks, a year from now, I'll be visiting, I'll take them out, and we'll go to that restaurant, and we'll do that walk, and people will be looking, and they won't know that that's the guy it's based on, but they may go, oh, that's just like that show, and I will be able to reclaim that walk